My name is Hannah Falconer, and I'm currently studying general chemistry. I'm going to be discussing the 7th Millennium Development Goal. This goal focused on ensuring environmental sustainability. But Hannah, Millennium Development Goals officially ended a decade ago. Why are we even still talking about them? These goals, their failures and successes, have helped shape our society and our approach to long-term issues. In this presentation, I will be explaining what MDG7 is, followed by an examination of its third target. I will then highlight UWindsor's connection to these goals. I'll share ways you can support MDG7's causes and provide resources for further exploration. I will conclude my presentation listing references. MDG7 aims to ensure environmental sustainability. The preservation and improvement of environmental sustainability is fundamental to maintaining the needs of our society. Hunger and poverty encourage overexploitation of important resources. If a larger power such as the United Nations can help impoverished countries or groups to create a sustainable resource base, we can create a long-term solution that helps everyone. There were 4 targets in this goal. The first target is to implement sustainable values and reverse environmental resource depletion. The second is to significantly reduce the rate of biodiversity loss by 2010. The third target, which is to have the population without sustainable safe drinking water or basic sanitation by 2015. The fourth and final target strive to greatly improve the lives of 100 million slum dwellers. MDG7's greatest failure was its first target. Though the release of ozone-depleting substances are on the decline, we continue to see environmental resources regress. CO2 emissions grew by 50% between the years 2000 and 2015. The fourth target was the only one with monumental success, even though only half the target was attained. Between the years 1990 and 2015, 2.6 billion people gained access to sustainable improved drinking water. Improved drinking water sources, according to our World in Data, includes public taps, standpipes, tube wells, boreholes, protected dug wells, protected springs, and protected rainwater collection. In 1990, it was recorded 24% of people didn't have access to clean drinking water. This was reduced to 9% by 2015, surpassing the goal. 2.1 billion people gained access to sustainable basic sanitation. Once again, according to our World in Data, this includes piped sewer systems, septic tanks, pit latrines, or composting toilets. In 1990, it was recorded 46% of the world did not have proper sanitation, which was only reduced to 32% in 2015. To reach the goal, the percentage would have had to be reduced to 23%. UWindsor's connection to MDG7's goals. To reduce the contribution to climate change, the University of Windsor is trying to reduce their carbon footprint. By the end of 2024, the campus reduced its greenhouse gas emissions by 36% since 2019. This follows the plan to have emissions reduced by 45% in 2030. The University of Windsor campus plans to be carbon neutral by 2050. In May of last year, the university participated in a session hosted by GLEAR, Great Lakes Institute for Environmental Research. The theme of the session was the sustainability of Great Lakes systems, a One Health, All Hands approach. This session discussed topics such as sustainable fishing, sustainable water supply, and ecosystems that support sustainable life. Keep an eye out for sustainability-focused events that our university supports and offers. You can visit UWindsor's Sustainability Event Guide from a link in the digital handout. The dwindling of resources breeds conflict and hardship. Therefore, it's imperative we avoid that future. If you don't want to spend time and effort making small changes to your routine, you can still contribute by donating to current SDGs through the QR code in the digital handout. If you're willing to make some changes, following suggestions from UWindsor's Sustainability Event Guide can help reduce your carbon footprint. This guide can be found through a link in the digital handout as well. A few simple changes include efficient heating and cooling. Almost 15% of CO2 emissions are due to energy used to heat and cool buildings. Adjust the thermostat at home, lower in winter, higher in summer. Don't be afraid to suggest the same for your workplace. We are right across from Detroit, the automotive capital of the world. Our area is particularly bad for car-related carbon emissions. Try and carpool whenever possible. Keep in mind a well-maintained vehicle is more efficient, uses less gas, saving you money, but also emits fewer toxic fumes. Go on more in depth on each of the 4 targets in a digital handout. It's a review of everything I've touched upon and more. You can access this handout through clicking the link or by scanning the QR code. Before I go, I wanted to connect MDG7's added date targets to newer SDG goals. The first target closely resembles SDG 13, which plans to take urgent action to combat climate change. Target 13.2 specifically aims to integrate climate change measures into national policies. The second target is split between SDG 14 and 15. They focus on maintaining ecosystems in water and on land, respectively. They both focus on stopping biodiversity loss, protecting endangered species, and restoring past damage. The third target is almost identical to SDG 6's goal to ensure availability and sustainable maintenance of water and sanitation for everyone. The fourth and final target is similar to SDG 11, that strives to make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. Here are the sources I used to gather information from. They're here to prove the credibility of my statements.